Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is the continuation of our industry analysis of use cases for our portal product. Specifically today, we are looking at the healthcare industry and a customer portal. So with no further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So the agenda for today, first of all, we're going to go through the features that are being used specific to the healthcare industry in providing their customers with a portal. So we'll do identification of these features, and then we'll do a quick review of what those features mean and just common practices and functionality included within those features. From there, we'll go right into a demo of our sample healthcare customer portal site. Then we're going to review a couple real customer sites and take a look at them and see how they're using the product. And then lastly, we'll set you up with next steps, and then we'll be done. It'll be quick. All right, so let's go ahead and look at our features by industry. And we started this whole webinar series off by looking at all of the industries using our portal application. And from there, we began looking at the features that each industry seems to favor and whether or not they were more applicable to a customer or vendor portal. So again, today we're looking at healthcare specific customer portals. And before I go through these, let me say that this analysis is hard, right? Because any industry could really use any feature just depending on their use case. But again, we had to look at the ones that are the most popular. So for healthcare, we landed at financial management, support, asset tracking, and appointment management. And to discuss really quick what those are, so financial management, it's really all things financial as the name states, view, printing, paying of invoices and statements, monitoring due dates, discount status, update ACH and payment details, application of credit memos. Support is viewing, editing, creating service orders or service cases, checking order status, printing call summary reports, updating resolutions to various tickets, viewing or scheduling appointments and resource assignment. Asset tracking is assets that are basically being used or issued to your customer. So displaying the inventory of these asset and equipment assigned, including maintenance schedules and asset tracking. And then lastly, appointments, booking service appointments, showing the schedule of existing appointments, reminder workflows to let the customer know that an appointment date is coming, as well as notifications. So those are the features we're going to look at, and let's go ahead and switch over to our demo customer portal. Okay, here's our sample customer portal, again, for healthcare. Like all of our portals, of course, this is a SharePoint-based extranet. Let's go ahead and go through our calls to action. Of course, being SharePoint, the look and feel is entirely up to you. You could have different branding, different logos, different layouts, etc. Let's go through this one really quick. So we have a little welcome here, welcoming everyone to our customer portal. We have a link to a discussion board as well as a customer survey. We have our financial details section showing invoices, contracts, and customer statements. We have our service management section showing service calls and appointments. We have our customer information section showing customer details as well as equipment. And then we have a sample event calendar coming up over here as well as contact us details. So let's go through each of these sections. First of all, we'll start with the top things, discussion board. This is your standard Yammer-based discussion board. I could post questions, I could respond to those questions. So that's fairly typical of a discussion board. We have a customer survey that people could fill out. In real life, we'd probably prompt this and send this to them after they placed an order, but just showcasing how you could go ahead and put it there on demand if you want a customer to supply feedback for anything. One thing about that survey to note, it is using Microsoft Forms, right? So if I go down to the bottom here, you'll see it's really just an embedded Microsoft form, which of course is the whole beauty of using this framework, is that we could add all kinds of different technologies to expand the reach and functionality of our portal. Let's go down to our financial details. Invoices. So this is going to pull invoices from the underlying ERP system for my customer. They are, of course, filtered for this customer. I have different calls to action here. I could drill into these invoices and look at the details. I could print them. By clicking on that print, it is actually calling the underlying report directly out of the ERP. If I switch back, you could also see payments associated. So these would be unapplied payments because they have not been applied to invoices yet. And then the last thing you're going to see here is the ability to select these and click a checkout button. Doing that is going to call a payment service. So you can see here I could go ahead and put in my payment details and pay the invoices directly from the portal. Okay, leaving invoices, let's go look at some of the other financial details. I have the ability to look at contracts. So what this is using is a document web part that DynamicPoint has created that basically filters documents by the customer. So here I could see my end user license agreement, catalog specifications, statement of work, of course, all just sample documents that could be included or incorporated into that portal that I want to share specific to that customer, as well as the ability to see a statement. My statements are going to be generated again from my ERP, so you can see I'm exposing a few variables like the start and end date of the statement, and if I click print, we're actually calling that underlying ERP report and then rendering it as a PDF, so a customer could go ahead and save this or download it, whatever they want to do, print it, etc. All right, so I believe that was it for the financial details. We went over invoices, contracts, customer statement. Let's go into service management. Here I have the ability to see my existing service cases or calls. I could drill into the details of these. I could provide a resolution ID if I'd like to do that, as well as I could create new ones. So if I click on this print, what it's going to do is it's going to call the underlying, again, report from the ERP and render that as a PDF once again in the portal. So just a different report here. The other thing that I have the ability to do is create new service cases directly from the portal. So I could put in some limited details. If you notice here, we're keeping this really simple. Of course, spirit of the portal is that we're not recreating full transactions in the ERP, that we're providing a very limited, that user experience, simple and quick for a customer to create a service case in the portal. So we're of course not asking them all the details that would normally exist in our ERP transaction. We're passing variables and things of that nature. So that was service calls. Let's go ahead and go into appointments. Appointments are going to show me my existing appointments, the schedules, the estimated hours, actual hours. Again, I could drill into this and see various level of details, update various things such as the resolution or the technician assigned to it. Moving on, the last section we have here is customer information. Let's go ahead and go into that. I'm going to present the customer details from their customer record. So that's what you're seeing here on the financial details, including the balance and their payments and average days to pay, as well as the ability to update their contact information directly here as well. So update their city, zip code, phone number, etc. And then equipment. So this is equipment that has been issued to the customer. Here I could go ahead and drill into these various level of details. Look at the location, the customer that it's assigned to, the install date, any warranty information. If you notice here, I'm also giving them the ability to remove equipment that they're maybe no longer using. So I could kick off a workflow and they click that delete, and that'll go ahead and notify me that the customer no longer wants this equipment or has discontinued it, and maybe I need to go pick it up. So I believe that covers everything. So we've gone through customer information, service management, financial details. And let's go ahead and take it back to our PowerPoint. All right, so next on the agenda is a review of a customer demo. So for respect out of the customers, we've highlighted all of their logos. So that's why you're seeing these blank areas here. Just out of respect for them, we don't want their name out there. But here's a sample healthcare customer that is using it for, again, a customer-facing portal. You can see they're leveraging the appointments feature, invoices, ability to see service calls. So a lot of the information we went through in our demo, equipment, as well as closed calls too. So they're showing a separate section there for calls that have been closed out for historical purposes. All right, so that was all we had to review on that portal. Let's go ahead and close this out. So what a portal is not, as you can see, this is really geared towards a B2B. It's not a B2C or an e-commerce solution. So it's not trying to mimic a shopping cart or Amazon. It's much more geared towards a business-to-business relationship. And then the last thing on this, what a portal is not, it's not instant gratification. In order to successfully deploy a portal, you have to think about what it is that your customers want, and obviously provide that through the configuration of the portal application. It's not something you just throw out there and expect that instantly customers are going to come using it, unless you obviously give them the functionality that they need, and then do a little marketing around the fact that you have a portal now, and then showing them how to use it. So there is some effort here to get that out there if you truly want to gain traction with your customer base. Is a portal right for me? These are, again, geared to B2B relationships, right? So not going to consumer per se, but much more going for businesses working with other businesses. Collaboration is key. So what I mean by this is, there's got to be a fair amount of exchange of information to make a portal worth it, whether it's data, reports, analytics. You have to give them a reason for coming in here, and a portal is a great framework for doing that. But if there's really limited collaboration, then a customer probably is not going to be that well incentivized to come look into the portal. And then last thing you see here is a long-term relationship. If my customer just buys something and they're done, then a portal is probably not of interest to them. These are very, very much more highly used and applicable to these long-term customer relationships where I have one or many orders spanning several months or years, and I really want to collaborate and establish that open communication. And by establishing a portal, I'm trying to save time and money by doing so. So again, it's not an e-commerce transaction where I buy something and as soon as it's shipped, I never really care about who sold it to me again. It's really more towards a long-term, potentially complex relationship where I need to share a lot of data, give them the ability to see their financial info and things like that. Where do we go from here? So I'm going to include some links to some further reading. A couple of these sites on the top are Microsoft, building SharePoint portals and SharePoint as an extranet. The last will be a link to our portal page with a lot of good information. And then just some personal reflection. Is Office 365 something that you're currently using? Would your business benefit from a portal? And then lastly, would your customers use this, right? Obviously, you want to give them something that they value. So that was all we had today. So thank you so much for joining, and everyone have a great day. Bye now.